What's going on today, YouTube? Today we're taking a look at two Sig Sauer full-size 9mm pistols. These are P226s, and they also are Mark 25s. This is a standard, and this one is a venerable. For today's video, everything is unloaded. I do have two magazines here. They have ammo in it. It's not going anywhere near the gun. Not a problem. Alright, so the P226 is essentially the base model. It's like saying you're buying an F-150 or something. And then the Mark 25 is sort of like a trim package or just an upgrade. It has most of the features that a P226 has, with a couple little extras that people tend to like. There are, Sig makes, I don't know how many variations now of the P226, but there are several. They have like the Scorpion, the TAC, the Nitron, the Elite Dark, the Mark 25. They have tons of them. They have double action only ones that are more like duty guns for cops, because some precincts like double action only as sort of a safety feature. But yeah, other than the fact this one has a threaded barrel, they are essentially the same guns. There's not a huge difference between these at all. Pretty much everything on it is the same. The only thing you can visually see, other than the accessories that are on it, this one still has a UPC code on it, which we'll talk about in a second. This one it's come off of, and I haven't kept track of where it is. So most P226s feature a alloy or metal low receiver or frame. They have polymer grips for the most part. I think the Scorpion and the TAC might use something different. I think the Scorpion has like a G10 scales, not 100% sure. This has a stainless slide. It has a carbon steel barrel with a phosphate coating. The phosphate coating is somewhat exclusive to the Mark 25. This has a 1913 rail, which is, again, something that the Mark 25 has that a base model might not have. Most P226s have a decocker. I haven't seen one without it, but it's possible that they're out there. It allows you to go from having your trigger back to a essentially a safe carry version of it, where it requires double action only, or for you to again pull the trigger back before you have a single action only trigger. The single action only is much lighter. So double action, I want to say it's 8.8 pounds, but I could be wrong. With the trigger back, single action, you have a lot of take up here. This is essentially nothing. There's very little force right there. Then you have a pretty crisp break. And that's how the single action versus double action works. Takedown on these is super easy. I like how easy these guns are to maintain. I'm a big fan of these guns, so yeah, I'm promoting them. I'm not being compensated anyway. I just happen to like them. That's why I have two of them. They're pretty cool. To break this down, for a basic field strip, lock your slide back by racking it back. Engage the slide lock. You're gonna flip this lever down. Release your slide. It will then go forward. It glides along those rails right there, and that right there. So you're putting them back together. Those mesh. That's how that works. Pretty basic. Here you got your basic stuff. You have a guide rod, your spring, you have a barrel, just drops in. Very simple. Again, this is a phosphate coated barrel. It's more of a corrosion resistant finish, I guess. Put it right together. Everything just in reverse order. Just like that. I'm a big fan of the decocker. I think it's a really cool way to have it without a mechanical safety somehow trying to get in front of the your hammer. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's just my personal opinion. This is Mark 25, and the other one does come with Sig Light night sights. They work pretty well. I happen to be down in the desert these days. I think the heat actually excites the sights a little more, and that they tend to be brighter than they were back home. But I could be wrong. I've never thrown this in the freezer to check that out, so that's all me. I think I mentioned, maybe not, these are the mags that ship with it. They are stamped steel. They are 15 rounds, which gives you 15 plus 1 in the chamber. They're not bad mags. They fit pretty flush with the gun. Just like that. and I have never had any functionality issues with them. Usually, I think when you buy a Sig P226, they come with 3. Having said that, I think for like 25 bucks you can buy Mk25 mags, which essentially have the same footprint, meaning that's maybe another plus 3/16 of an inch, and you get 18 plus 1, which for the same size, I don't know why Sig doesn't do a little bit more work and make their mags better. I guess the only trade-off that you could talk about is a polymer base plate. I don't really care, not a big deal. The 1913 rail, of course, allows you to add more modular 1913 rail compatible accessories. This X300 Ultra A model is a polymer base plate. I think these are meant to, I think they talk about the polymer base plates being better on something like a Glock, polymer to polymer. It fits well in here. This is usually where this light lives, but it's just so easy to take on and off, that's not a problem. I haven't used a 300B, so I can't really speak to that, but I haven't had any issues shooting it on this. It's only been a couple hundred rounds, but no problems there. Let's see, is there anything else that sticks out? The Yak is a big thing. I guess the Navy SEALs supposedly use these pistols. I don't know how true that is. I'm not a Navy SEAL. They never call me on the phone and ask how I feel about what they're shooting. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm sure that they are somewhat employed by the SEALs. That's cool. These have been around since, you know, before the SEALs adopted as the Mark 25, but it's still, I guess it's just a testament to how great of pistols these are. And also, they have those corrosion-resistant finishes that, I guess, deter like saltwater corrosion and other water-based corrosion issues. So this is a Mark 25 with a threaded barrel. I guess it's kind of like my cool guy gun. I'm not cool, so that's deceptive, but it has a Surefire X400 Ultra on it. It's a model with a green laser, which looks like that, pretty bright. You can see this thing like a mile away. It's pretty cool. It also has a really bright light that you can run in tandem with the laser or not. Again, this has Sig Light night sights. Comes with a UPC code. There's like an armory code. I am not an armory, so that means nothing to me. It just looks cool, I guess. Came off the other one, hasn't come off this one. Every time gun oil gets on it, it like, you know, it ruins the adhesive on the back, and so it slides around, but it's still on there, so that's cool. It's I think this is a left-hand 13 by something thread, symmetric. Looks like that. When this shipped, it came with an O-ring. The O-ring got chewed up pretty quick, and it doesn't actually affect the firing at all, or even the like suppressors gas like closed system. So I don't bother going and sourcing a new O-ring. Breaks down the same way. So slide back, lever down. You have guide rod spring. You have the barrel. It's a little bit longer. Doesn't actually make an issue. The O-ring would also get really angry when you would go like this. The O-ring would bind right there, which was always super frustrating. And then one day it wasn't, because the O-ring was not there. You can break this down with the suppressor on. I'll show you that, might as well. You do lose the means to pull the barrel out, because obviously if the suppressor's on there, then you can't pull the barrel back through the slide. So you can remove it like that. I don't know why you need to. It seems like a nuisance. But yeah, so that's a Mark 25 with a threaded barrel. The only gripes I have about this is, this comes, I think this is a Sig manufacturing issue. I've seen Mark 25s, they have like different grips, or like things that like, they call it a Mark 25, but like there's little tiny minute changes that kind of make it seem not really a quality assurance issue, but just odd. My buddy has one that doesn't have the Sig Light night sights. I'd probably be kind of annoyed because I'd be expecting them. This came with a threaded barrel and doesn't come with suppressor ready like sights. So these technically co-witness with the suppressor. You can still shoot it accurately, but it'd be nice if they were just a little bit higher. I have never swapped them out. I'm waiting for these to die. It's been, you know, 4 or 5 years. Who knows when they'll go. And then I guess I'll replace them with some suppressor-ready ones. But yeah, in the meantime, super cool pistol. Shoots great. I'm going to try and get a video up soon of me shooting this thing, because everyone likes to see these cans in action. Again, it's a double action, single action pistol. Pretty cool. Yeah. What else I got? So basic specs. This thing comes in around 34 ounces, which is a little over 2 pounds. It's like 2.125 pounds or something like that. It is 7 inches long from front to back. It is 1.5 inches wide. It fits well in my hand. I have kind of palmy hands with small fingers, so I can get good purchase on there. It feels natural with it. It naturally aligns, but that's just me. It is 5.5 inches height-wise, and the sight radius is 6.3 inches, which I never really think about, the distance between here and here, but I can shoot it pretty accurately. I compete with this gun occasionally through IMSA, so that's cool. Yeah, this one's got a little more wear. It actually gets carried quite a bit. I don't have any holsters that are accepting of a light, so I don't usually carry a light around unless I just carry a flashlight with me. This is a Bravo concealment holster that is probably, I don't know, it's probably almost as old as the gun. I bought it a while ago, and it's a level 2 holster, so you press with your thumb, releases that, so you know you see a bad guy or a threat or something, jam your thumb in there, you can pull it out. That way, someone can't just walk by, pull it out like that. If I'm public carrying, open carrying, 1, it's obnoxious because it's a full-size combat pistol, and 2, I don't want someone to grab it and run off with it, so that is my attempt to be a responsible gun owner. All of these, this is also a Bravo concealment one for the Mk25. These are outside the waistband belt magazine holsters. They are also from Bravo concealment, and they work well. They're not bad. I'm not going to vouch for Bravo concealment. Since I bought these, their website has totally changed. The people that I used to reach out to and ask stuff about changed. So like when I went to buy some Glock stuff recently, it looked totally different. I don't know if the company got bought out or they restructured stuff, but I am not going to vouch for it because I don't feel like I know or understand the company anymore. But as far as level 2 holsters goes, this thing has been pretty good. I have one for my Glock 17, and the stuff that I used to make, I know, has worked out pretty well. Yeah. As far as issues with actually shooting these, the mass change with the can on here, it did originally shear off the Surefire X400 Ultra machine screw. They sent me a new one. I think it might have been an issue that just with the original engineering or a quality control issue with the machine screw. Can't say for certain, but they sent me 2 new ones of these, both parts and machine screws. Never had any issues since, never even used the second one. So don't know what to say about that. I think just the way the energy is transferred through it with the suppressor on there might be what caused it, but what do I know? Yeah, that's the Anchor. You pay, essentially, most people make the joke that you pay a couple extra $100 for that Anchor right there, but it's a pretty cool pistol, and I really like it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.